I've been able to independently confirm through one of my contacts that arrest was effected in Florida. One individual described to me as a male suspect, and that the plan at that time, it's very fluid, but the plan at that time was to bring the suspect to the main FBI office in Miami. I just want to kind of reset a bit, because late yesterday we were able to confirm through two sources that based on the postal tracking and postal markings on some of the packages, that Florida had been described to us as a region of interest in the investigation. And then shortly after that, we had federal agents as well as postal inspectors descending on a U.S. postal facility just outside of one of the Miami airports. We understand that they did a sweep of that postal facility as a precautionary measure, but then they also did a review of the CCTV footage specifically on the self-service mail kiosks inside that facility, the Opa-locka facility, and also surveillance footage from the surrounding businesses. I also want to add that what we've heard consistently in the last 72 hours is that there is this wealth of forensic evidence that was allowing the investigation to move quickly and also very aggressively. We were told today that they had taken the stamps as well as the other components of the bombs to the Quantico, Virginia FBI labs, and that they were looking at these stamps to see if they were finding traces of saliva, also other DNA, and that the investigation had progressed to the point that the FBI was reaching out to retailers. They didn't tell us the part of the country, but to retailers to see if they could identify the points of sale for components of the bombs as well as the packages built. So all of this now sort of coming into focus, that the investigation was moving, as we suspected, very clearly and quickly based on this wealth of forensic evidence, and now confirmation from at least one of my contacts that arrest was effected this morning. That arrest took place in Florida, and the suspect was identified to me as a male suspect.
Okay, we're looking at a picture here from Plantation, Florida. We're going to get to Phil Keating in a moment. Are you hearing some of the suggestions from some reporting could be that the person who was suspicious here could have had a grievance with Debbie Wasserman Schultz, because all these packages appear to have return addresses to her office in Sunrise, Florida. Have you looked at that yet and gotten a clear answer on that, Catherine?
I don't want to speculate on something that significant, other than to say that investigators have been very keyed in on the similarities in these packages. The manila envelopes, the interior bubble wrap, the excessive postage, the 6 American flag stamps that we've seen on all of the devices and the packages that have been recovered, similarities with the bomb, and then this return address to Debbie Wasserman Schultz that was misspelled. And remember, in the early days of this investigation, we had the reporting that the device sent to the former Attorney General Eric Holder, his office, it was returned because the address was not correct, and then it was rerouted to Debbie Wasserman Schultz's office. That was the office which was the return address. And if you remember, maybe we could bring up one of the photo images of the devices. When you look at it, you can see that it also uses this overly large block black print. And the reason that's important is that I've heard from multiple sources that the large black block print on any of these devices often has an embedded coding, which can help investigators can't see it with the naked eye, but if you're looking at it forensically, it can help them identify the printer lots that were likely used to print those labels, and then you can get to a point of sale or a part of the country pretty quickly.
Interesting, interesting stuff. That's how they sort of piece it together, bit by bit. Catherine, thank you for that.